Hello everybody, SuperPalGraciousCB here, and it's another video where I talk about my characters, but this one is one that I've talked about before, and that is my character, Lucid. If you remember this video, where I made characters based off of a TikTok challenge, I made two OCs, Lucid and Paralysis. I even had Lucid longer than when I drew them in that video since I made them in another artwork that I hadn't shown before. The challenge was to create a monster character, so that's what I did. I still love Lucid's design, and since the Miracle universe is all about random characters that I love, that I just sort of dump into, it felt right to put them in this universe with the Silver Gang. So let's go over some more details about this monster enby. Lucid is a monster, specifically a weird, which are a group of monsters that come from a very dreamlike world. One day they sneak into the normal world, wanting to see what it was like, and not too long afterwards was picked up by Silver to be a part of their group. Now, the weird don't start out as weird, but none of them remember who or what they were before, and that's the case with Lucid, which is a part of the reason why they left for the normal world. As a character, Lucid is very fun, a little chaotic, and super romantic. They love thinking about being in a relationship and can get a bit clingy to people they find attractive. However, it's a little hard for them to find love because of the way they look. Something I like the idea of and kind of stuck with is that Lucid doesn't really know that they look like a monster. It's not like they haven't seen themselves, but it doesn't register in their head that they look abnormal. For example, one key staple of their design is that their eyes are not on the front of their face, but it's floating beside them, which is what you can see here in the drawing. But to them, they think they do have eyes on their face, so whenever they need to close their eyes, they'll put their hands over their face, or when they're crying, they'll wipe their face as if that's where their tears are. They also don't really have a nose, but when rendering them here, I like to add a little indication where their nose and eyes would be. But even though some people might not think so in their world, I find them adorable. They're just a little guy, even though they are over 6 feet tall and is an adult. Some of their special abilities include being able to see lots of stuff with their floating eyes, which can sort of just materialize out of nowhere. And that a lot of laws of physics don't really apply to them. This includes being able to crawl on walls and ceilings, not really like Spider-Man, but more like Nightcrawler. And yeah, if you want to know more about Lucid, specifically about their design and the choices behind it, I would highly recommend watching this video to find out more. The only thing different I did with this design of them was give them a sort of see-through collared shirt so that they would match the tux theme of everyone else. Lucid doesn't really wear clothes aside from the harness thing they got, and this cute oversized sweater, which I'll put them in sometimes. As far as the artwork, I worked in the same process as the other drawings of Silver and Lie, but I used blue and purple primarily and used a swirly pattern in the back. For the foreground, I used a cracked brush that I used in their first ever drawing, and for their eyes, I rendered them a bit differently, which is how I've been rendering eyes. And basically all that's different about it versus before is I'm using the airbrush tool a whole lot less and using more of like the watercolor tools. I also do these like little spots under the eye, or under the pupil, which are fun to do. And that's everything I have to say about Lucid. I have made some other artworks in the past of them, a lot of them traditional artworks. I'll show up some here. What's interesting whenever I draw them traditionally is that I draw them with purple skin, or especially when I color them with markers. I'll always color them with purple skin rather than pink. And this is because of a mistake I made the first time I drew them traditionally, way back. And I didn't have, first of all, the light pink that I have isn't quite right, but also because of how I rendered the picture, it did make their skin tone look a lot more purple than it originally was, so I forgot that it wasn't pink and colored it purple instead. But I honestly like how it looks better as far as like marker drawing. I like them with pink skin too, but it does look good with light purple and marker drawing. But then when I paint them, like in this painting I made of them for Valentine's Day, I did paint them pink because that fit well. Anyway, that's all I have to say, so I'll let the rest play out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know I didn't talk in it a lot, but really this is sort of just like an update video about my character Lucid and how they fit into this universe and with the rest of the gang. If you didn't know, the last two videos I made of these were about my characters Silver and Lai, so you can go check those out. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I have my other artworks on Instagram, my comics on Webtoon, you can get Lost Hearts on Etsy, and other stuff on my Etsy. And with that, that's all I have to say. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye!